Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of Play to Find Out Magic Dance, our weekly scum and villainy game with some very cool people. We are down at Pian because Pian was not feeling very well, so we're going to continue on with the three of us, or the three of the players, and me. So, yeah, so let's see how everybody's been doing over the past week. Michael, how are things?
Hey everybody, I'm doing well. I had a bunch of freelance work come my way this week, which has been great
Cool.
because that paper's nice.
Hmm.
I also went down to my local card shop for the first time in forever and took out a completely untested deck and cleaned house.
Very
And
good.
I was really happy. I just put really aggressive hate. It's a green, white, black counters deck. And so I just play tiny creatures, and then by the end of my turn, they're giant, and then I hit people in the face with them. And
Nice.
people are like, I remove that. And I'm like, okay. I replay this other creature that does a very similar thing and gets bigger. And it's just
It sounds like Jade from Druid.
it's literally the entire strategy around the deck is make things giant, sack giant things for value, and then use that value to make other things giant. And that's the engine of the deck. And then you return whatever you sacrifice to your hand because it's a broken deck. And it's not even that well tuned. And I was like playing it. I was like, okay, I need more enchantment removal. I need more exile effects. And I was like going through the list in my head of like ways I could make this even less fun to play against. And I could see other people being like, he just paid 4 mana and got a 38/38 on the board.
That's disgusting.
A
That
38,
sounds like
a 38/38 with trample and flying, with flample.
Summon Jade Druids. Jade
And-
items.
And,
It's a
and
2020.
and they're just like, okay, how do we deal with that?
You suck and die.
How do we deal with that? So then I proceed to the last like 5 turns of the game. I proceed to draw all the hate in the world.
Oh yeah, by the
And
way,
I got it to the point where basically the only way the other player could win is if he destroyed my creature that let me untap my creatures at the beginning of his upkeep if they have counters on him. But it was so big that nothing he could, because he only had damage-based removal, nothing he could do could stop it. And he had a 10 on the board and couldn't do anything. And I was just like,
so you're telling me that when you see it coming, you just put your hand over the deck and concede like Yu-Gi-Oh style?
no, when you see that coming, you just exile it immediately and just move on with your life. Like, the way to beat the deck I was playing is to exile everything. Exile effects. Make it so that I can't recur them.
Also, it could be priests when they like, I double my HP. I double the HP. HP equal to attack. Slam for 44.
That's a different deck. I showed Kelsa the janky deck I want to build.
You're a monster.
It's basically a deck where the goal you play a creature that at instant speed you pay 2 life and get nothing except value, because all the other cards in your deck are like, target opponent loses life equal to the amount of life you lost this turn, or gain life equal to the amount of life you lost this turn. And so, or like reset your life total to your starting life total. So you just, drain yourself for 40 for free, like drain yourself of 40 life for free, go down to like 1 point of life, and then steal everyone else's life, and then go back to your starting life total. And then everybody just has to deal with that.
That sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I used.
Like a weird necromancer.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
I think it
good.
was called Soul Exchange, that you just shenanigans like that.
It's built around this. It's built around this terrible card that would be like certifiable bulk in any other deck but this one, and it's amazing.
Have you seen the stuff for Magic Arena?
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Yeah.
I signed up for the open beta.
I signed up for it. Yeah, I actually signed up for it too. It looks pretty cool because I think
I think Magic Arena it will take time, and there's going to be a period where Magic Online is still the premier way to play competitive Magic online. I think eventually Arena is going to eclipse that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem right now is because of the interactiveness and the like fun factor of Magic Arena, like you would have to introduce the library of classic cards slowly. Part of the reason I think it would work really well to take that and create a new format out of Magic Arena, like an eternal format that only applied to cards that have been available since Magic Arena was created,
Mm-hmm.
I think would work really well.
Yeah. It sounded like they're gonna like, from when it's out and on, like new cards are going to be released into it. So like,
Yes.
from like a certain point, it's gonna be up to date. But yeah,
Yes.
it's all the like old stuff.
The problem is there are a lot of people that play Eternal formats, like me. Commander's an Eternal format that doesn't rotate.
Yeah.
Unless Wizards of the Coast decides to ban everything again. But occasionally the thing about Commander is occasionally they unban incredibly broken cards. Like they unbanned a Protean Hulk, which is a 6-mana 4. It's a 6-mana 4/4 that when it dies, you search your deck. Or no, it's a 5-mana 4/4, and when it dies, you search your deck for up to 6 converted mana cost worth of creatures. And put them directly onto the battlefield. It's not even into your hand. It's just onto the battlefield. And so I put him in my.
He's broken.
It is. It's so broken because I have like 6-mana win conditions in some of my decks, and I'm just like, okay, add in step, sacrifice Protean Hulk, because even if you like destroy Protean Hulk, I still get the trigger, so I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Sacrifice Protean Hulk, go get Pathbreaker Ibex. Go to combat. All my creatures get +15/+15
Well,
swing game.
and when you bring in Ibex, you also get Righteousness.
Yes, you do. You do actually.
See, there you go.
That is a rule in Magic.
Right?
When you bring in Ibex, you either have to be playing a Tiefling, or you get Righteousness.
Friends at the table's fun.
Anyway, I'm done nerding out now. I'm just happy I won.
Cool. Good. Kelsa, how about you? How are things?
Things are going pretty good. Yesterday, not so much. Yesterday, I had a really bad migraine that was just terrible. But I got better, and so I'm here now. I'm ready to be a gel alien going on cool space adventures. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't done anything super exciting this week, so
All right,
it's simple.
That's fair. That's cool. Very good. Dom, how about you?
Just got done with the Blood Bowl match. Tied out. It was a good match. Kept going back and forth. It came down to one of my guys grabbing the ball, bouncing into 2 tackle zone, and 6 automatically scores. So it was like, I got the ball. What'd I do? Punch this guy. Okay, hand it off to you. Go. It was a tie,
Awesome.
but it was definitely a fun tie. Like he won the one card. There was one card that you can only take one action with one person, but whatever they do, they can't fail. So it was like, well, he just dodged out, ran all the way down the field, 2-die block me, automatically double pals, and knocks me over and just picks up the ball. But it's the last half, so it doesn't really super matter. So it's just chilling there like, well, that happened. That lizard man like 1 agility, which is the lowest in the game. So there's no 0. Dodged out and did all that shenanigans and picked up the ball. And then passed the ball to make, which version, because he passed the ball after the fact, to get the 1 point from, making a completion. And then he rolled his MPV to get the 5 point stash to get blocked for next game. So it's like worked out perfectly that he has another block thing.
Awesome.
Hey, that's what happens when Nurgle's on your side, man. Not Nurgle.
Durgal's a terrible team.
Corn?
Corn's the blood god. What's the change god?
Which one? That's still an experimental Nurgle.
It's the one that nobody ever remembers because he's the least interesting because he's just weird.
I don't remember any of
Are you
them.
talking about the
So
purple one that like holding all your anger?
That's Slanesh. No.
There's Nurgle, Corn, and then
Nurgle, Corn, Slanesh, and then one other.
Yeah, the
I think
regular
it's
Chaos.
Nuffle.
He's just normal Chaos. Well, out of the Chaos team, basic Chaos is the way to go. After that is Dwarf Chaos, Chaos Dwarves. Nurgle is just their point value is way too high. That what you get, and then their Bay beat them up, so they have really no one that picks up the ball because regular Chaos, you have a 3 agility 4 strength guy, which above average strength that can pick up the ball on average, taking the ball down the field with 5 movement. That's pretty impressive. And of course, 9 armor class, they're really tough to take off the field. But basically, it was basically a game of spear. The tiny lizards avoid the big lizards. And eventually, in the second half, I got enough of the little lizards off the field. I'm just like punching the big lizards, like, "Where's your tackle now?" And he's just like punch back, and I'm like, "Oh no!"
Nice, awesome.
It was a good game. Me and Cotton's dad show up in the tavern. We didn't know that we had the same dad, so it got super awkward in role playing wise. It was glorious. And Bob's character was like, "You need to go to bed, son, because you've been drinking." I'm like, I'm just, throwing hand axes. I took off my shirt, so I roll a natural 20 and throw another like plus 23 on another axe, splitting the target in half. I'm like, I'm fine. Throw a axe backwards, so I even looking at disadvantage. Hits the target. It's like, you still need to go to bed, but that was oppressive. And I'm like, come at me, bro. And he kept like shooting arrows with these spells and stuff, and I'm just like dodging. I'm like, okay, my turn. Bring out my heavy crossbow. Because he thought, because I was barbarian, I didn't have the archer feat, which I do, fighting style. So I'm like, I'm just as good as a bow with you, except that I can range and reduce damage. It's like, okay, fine, kid, you get to stay up. But
it's Zeech, by the way.
Zeech?
Zeech.
I see.
That's the name. That's the name of Vouch's
character. Good.
That's the name of the Chaos God of Change.
Oh, Zeech.
What's the one thing that came out that I want to?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, man, I just second win and roll max. I'm like, I'm not even barely hurt.
Nice, yeah.
And then we get back to the bar. We're just like, you want your arrows back? Pull my arrow out, his arrow out of me. Oh, you want your arrow back? He pulls his arrows out of me. He's drinking too.
Awesome.
It was pretty funny. And Cotton's character kicked our dad in the balls like twice. It's like, you left our family for his family. And I'm whispering in the side thing, that's because we're the best family.
I want a game came out. When did it come out? Like earlier this week at some point. Divinity Original Sin 2. I want to get it because it looks really good.
Oh, Divinity Original Sin 1 was phenomenal.
Yeah, I heard Original Sin 2 is really good. The thing is, I need a lot of my friends to get it because it's also multiplayer, and like I think 4 people can play through it.
Because I'm about to buy it today because I realized it came out last night.
Nice,
yeah. I just got my power back last night.
Well, and then also, there's like a DM version of it, like where you make a thing and like you can like basically play through it while other people are playing through your adventure and do stuff in it. So like that sounds really cool. I really want to get that and look into it because like that could be a really cool potential thing to do, like set up adventures and like make that like a thing where I'm not sure how on the spot it is though. I don't know if you have to like set it all up in advance and then they play through it, or if you can like while they're playing through it move ahead a little bit and change things up, and then they like talk to your people. Or I'm not sure how it works. I want to look into it more, but it sounds really fun.
Oh yeah, not trying to promote other D&D things, but
no, feel free.
Quest Season 2 came out.
What came out?
Hermo Crest, the one with the guy from Community College / Rick and Morty.
Oh, Harmon. Okay, cool, awesome.
I like it because they actually have little animations that go with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, this is actually kind of fun.
I've heard it's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, Warhammer 2 came out.
Oh, nice.
Total War Warhammer 2.
I might have to pick that up.
Cool.
I don't have the money for that. I'm like,
yeah, money.
I'm trying to decide. It's like, do I save money and have money in savings, which I need to do, and I'm probably going to end up doing because it's the adult thing. Do I buy Warhammer 2, or do I buy a booster box of the new Magic set?
Well, I'm not trying to
And
brag, but
they're all hard to do. Like, they're all things I want.
Yeah.
I picked up my one of my coworkers on pregnancy leave, so I'm picking up extra hours. So I'm taking my nieces to the movies almost every like week now because
Nice.
like they're my favorite kids. I went to college and it's like my first attempt at college when they were like kids and I was in high school. There was my babies.
Awesome.
So that's where I've spent my extra cash on in some side D&D stuff. Like I picked me up some Blood Bowl dice. I got the new mat. I'm still going to use the same team. I'm just switching over to Nobles, which they're expensive, but I'm naming them after like card playing.
Awesome.
Dang.
Awesome.
French. name cards.
Hey, Tux.
Yes.
What's that?
Uh,
Oh,
do you wanna get Warhammer 2, and we play Lizardmen or Dark Elves and take over the universe, or we play Skaven?
I was going to say Skaven takes over the universe.
What is Warhammer 2?
I kind of
Warhammer.
look.
Oh, Total War.
Total War
Okay.
Warhammer.
I just don't feel like carrying like Warhammer looked like an interesting game. But I would
Oh, it's an
hate it.
RTS. Okay, I get it. I got you.
It's
Ah.
if you like the Total War games,
I've never played a Total War game.
my favorite was always Shogun. Shogun 2 was really good. It's a really good, if you like thinking about like tactics and sneaky tricks and all that fun stuff, you can have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, like I want to play a ogre team and just be like, we hit stuff with hammers, but there's
Cool.
only a few of us.
Awesome.
It's a way to do it.
Well, I think we're good to start gaming.
Yeah. Well, we forgot to do Liz. Liz.
Oh.
Aw. Liz is here. Oh,
Share a spirit.
Liz, we miss you.
Liz, come back.
Stop being sick.
Feel better.
Yes. Get better so we can play games.
On motorcycles.
So what do we see as we open? Is
Right. So,
Bishop getting shot in the skull
as
for treason
like
or something?
last time, the crew had already they had completed their job. They basically went in to get the payout for it. We did a bunch of cool downtime stuff, and got set up for the next job, which is to infect a hegemonic dreadnought with a virus thing that Bishop got from.
A totally
Starlit
legitimate
Veil.
source.
Right, yeah.
Starlit Veil. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't particularly care if this guy's not the Starlit Veil, because either way, I'm fucking this particular member of the nobility over, and I'm okay with it.
Right.
It pays big dollar bills, y'all.
Hmm.
Pays a lot of money.
It does pay a lot of money,
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
That was why I liked it.
Yeah. And basically the crew decided they're going to go with an assault plan of launching their ship with momentum at the back of this dreadnought so they don't get caught by its scanners, which is legitimate.
That feels more like an infiltration plan, but either
Infiltrate,
way,
yeah.
you could go either way with it. Honestly, I feel like that is our entry method.
Yeah.
In a weird sort of way.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
That's how I would be staging
Sure.
it. But so do we see?
And so we start out in a risky position, which is like a standard position. So like the situation itself is risky. So like I don't feel like we need to really set up anything surprising or new because the situation itself is
terrible
crazy. So we just come in. So like we come in on the ship. I'm not sure where Susha and Ophi are, but like we come in like the bridge and we see Bishop like at the console with like hollow things and like boards and just like a bunch of screens up like showing like all the ship stuff. And we see like on like the map and like the sensors like a blip at the very edge, which is like the dreadnought. And we see Vi like off to the right, who is like basically plugged into the ship to like provide extra processing power, and like basically like just because this is basically going to take like a shit ton of like math and calculations, and like everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
Otherwise, something bad is going to happen.
Bishop has like actual paper, and he's like sitting there doing long division and calculus, and he's like drawing graphs, and then they're like all over the place.
That paper, it's very expensive.
Don't fucking rush me, Ophi. I do this wrong, we fly into a star, okay?
You see me like in the medical bay, like just
So
looking
Bishop,
at all the new stuff, just like so shiny.
so like Bishop is like switching between computer math and like running simulations and doing math by hand
Mm-hmm.
and like a calculator and fuck it, probably an abacus. Whatever. Just, okay.
Yeah. You're just like you're basically like you're basically treading
I'm, like-
space on the very edge of their stuff, just like
I'm like double and triple checking my math.
Right, yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I think I got it. We're gonna do a burn around the moon. Use the gravity.
Are we gonna shot this?
Use the gravity to slingshot us. That way we still have momentum without any actual thrust. In theory, I can use compressed air canisters to reduce our speed. They're already mounted to the front of the ship. They shouldn't be able to detect compressed air because it's just going to act like some type of debris venting gas. Should be slow enough. We can grab the thing with our grapple arm. In a ship that is so large will not detect this, and there's enough of a barrier between the hull and the crew cabins that no one's going to hear us do this. And we have to turn off all life support and artificial grav so that we don't get detected.
That's some minor inconvenience, but I understand.
You see me just go grab some oxygen gum from the new medical bay. Can that be a thing? This oxygen gum that kind of helps a little bit, but not really, because you know
it can be a placebo kind of thing.
So
It's like the nitrogen gum from Mars Attacks, which doesn't even make sense
Right.
since our atmosphere is actually more nitrogen than anything else. You know, it's fine.
So Bishop like reaches into like a dusty ass looking bin
Mm-hmm.
and pulls out like a hegemony model like fighter pilot's helmet, except it's been like it's got like spray paint and like stenciling all over it to make it look cool, basically. And he like slips it on over his head and then like zips up his suit, and his suit like connects into it. It's like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and so Ophi goes over to get their suit, which is basically it looks just like
It's just a giant Zorb, isn't it?
No, it looks just like a humanoid, your standard humanoid spacesuit, except they just like slime into it.
Yeah.
And then stand up and like have like really weird wiggle arms.
And then Zoinks rolls by in his hamster ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and like Gumby movement in this suit.
So
It's just like really bad claymation.
So yeah, Bishop like turns the ship around and like starts accelerating around the moon, with the intent being to do the. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be an aerospace engineering major, so I actually know how this would work, and it's insane.
Right, yes,
played
like, it is
a
entirely
Kerbal
possible.
Space program once. That makes me qualified for this.
Right, exactly.
It's insane.
I
And
watched crap, what was it? The movie that came out recently where they did space math?
Gravity.
No, It was about like the black women that were like behind the scenes that like.
Hidden Figures.
Yes,
Great
I watched
film.
Hidden Figures, so I
Great
picked
film.
up some math from that.
So basically, in order to make this work, what you would need to do is you need to figure out at what point the widest point of your, or the narrowest point of your orbit would intersect the orbit of the dreadnought, so that you'd be moving as slow as possible.
Right. Yeah.
Basically, is what you would have to do.
Right. Weird space math techno babble. It's possible.
Insane.
It's possible, but insane. Yes.
Certifiably insane.
Right.
So
we already knew that about Bishop, so
There you go.
So for those of you that are listening, I did propose a devil's bargain before the show that I have to turn off all life support and everything to get the get an extra
Yes.
die.
Mhm.
So
Yes. So basically, everyone is going to have to use part of their inventory for a spacesuit.
got it.
and I have my fine customized spacesuit.
There you go.
I have a regular.
Does that help me in any way at all?
I don't know. Maybe if you have to go outside.
Okay, that's fair. So, all right.
But that won't happen. That's
So here's what I'm doing. I'm helming.
Okay.
Risky
Yes.
effect.
Um.
I'm using Vi.
That's
To
true.
help.
So it's gonna be standard.
It's gonna be standard. Okay. And then I will use Leaf on the Wind.
What is it? Which is?
You may push yourself and spend an extra stress to gain both effect and one die instead of one or the other.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So I bump it up to great. I add 2.
Wait, whoa. If you're already taking a devil's bargain, you can't put yourself.
It's true.
So you could-
Bugger.
Well,
Pushing myself is better. I thought if I was taking a devil's bargain, I couldn't get help.
No, you can get help either way.
Yeah, you can get help either way because basically, a devil's bargain is another way of it's pushing yourself is in a sense a devil's bargain.
Yeah. It's just a devil's bargain that has pre-established consequences and the GM can't say no to it.
Pushing myself is a lot better than.
That's true.
Considering you have Leap on the Wind, yes, absolutely. So do it.
Okay, yeah. So you
so
I mean,
you see me like spit out the gum. Puh, we have power.
yeah,
We're keeping it canon because I think it's more cooler that way.
yeah, I think so too. Leaf on the Wind, and we can. I can probably use that for like something else later.
Is
I
that
can
Sure.
probably be like, "This is our devil's bargain."
Sure.
So, extra effect for Vi, extra effect for Leaf on the Wind,
yeah. So you're at risky rate.
extra die.
Yep. You do have a gambit that you
Thought
start off with.
We
You start off with one gambit.
Yeah, so we can spend a gambit if you want to use one here.
You can if you want to spend it, you can, or you can wait.
I feel like spinning a gambit is a good idea because I don't want to fuck this up.
You know what? I don't blame you. I am all for you spending gambit here.
Wait a
Granted,
I just
I
need to
could.
make sure that
Wait a
I
minute,
do some
so you
rolls
can
because
aid
I
whenever,
generate
right?
extra.
minute, you can aid whenever, right?
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to aid by like, fixing like 1 decimal off on the thing.
Yeah, I like the obviously up to you, but like I like the idea of like you.
Turns, though, specifically.
I like the idea of like Bishop's doing math. You just walk up and like, wait a minute, and you just like poke and like change a number, and Bishop's like, what the hell? Oh, like it turns out Sushi was actually right, but like
Yeah,
you're still pissed that he came up and
I
touched your thing.
Misaccounted for the density of oxygen in a
Yeah.
semi-vacuum or something, like some obscure piece of science. So I have 3 bonus die.
Because at this point, it's like, why not?
Yeah.
I agree.
Got a 6.
Nice.
I was gonna say, but since you're not Ophi, you don't also make a gambit, even though you spent one. But yeah, since you spent one, you don't.
Well,
get,
I didn't
you-
get 2 6s. I only got 1.
Right. Yeah. Well, you if getting a 6 on a risky gets you a gambit.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
a 6 or a
six.
crit.
A 6 or a crit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and so
desperate.
so we get to that scene of you like
So
yeah, we like I think we like you did all the math, the ship, you pre-programmed it into the engines, like Vi's like basically laying it all out in like a flow of like commands to issue to it.
So
And eventually it gets laid out into like a big button.
I think what Bishop does is he reaches into his pocket and pulls out his communicator and presses a couple buttons and just like lets it go, and it's like floating in the absence of artificial grav. And playing "I" by Kendrick Lamar. So we get this is the world premiere, and then he hits the button, and then it just runs.
Yeah. So yeah, you push, it starts going off. Yeah, that's like it's running through this list of things. Like you get around the moon, like the gravity, like we see it, like the ship like flinging around the moon, and then and then the engines and like everything just cuts, except for like the bare minimum, like to like keep the ship like sealed and everything or like whatever. And then we see just like I think we get an outside view of like the dreadnought and like that kind of Star Warsy like over the course of the ship, and then like we get to the back and we see just like this little dot kind of like coming in, and then we see it's the ship. We see it's the magic dance, and then it comes up like.
And the little grapple arm just hooks onto the
it's like coming around, and then like a little bit of power just like and like it grapples onto the dreadnought, and we see like the compressed air things in the front like going. And eventually, like it's like kind of eventually gets to a stop, and you're just kind of like dangling with the grappling arm, like holding you to the dreadnought. And then
Perfect. Marie, this is where we need to be, everyone. Let's go. And I guess Ophi needs to be the one who, because the plan was we were gonna have a
basically like
an outside panel that we could attach.
Yeah, there's some
maintenance
a maintenance port that you can get into and like use adapters or whatever and make it so you can just plug the thing into this maintenance hatch.
All right. Yeah.
Like
so,
but yeah, it's on the outside, so.
Yeah, Ophi's got hacking tools and repair tools. I
Nice.
think together.
Absolutely,
that would be what we need to connect this shit together.
Mhm.
So they and they're in their human spacesuit wobble wiggle arms over there, like holding like a really bad animation in like an Unreal Engine or something. It's just terrible ragdoll across
or like Gary's mod or something.
yeah. Super disturbing. So and they also have the disc,
Mhm.
which
Is it still in a mason jar?
is still in a mason jar, of course.
And it's like floating around in there now, like taking off the
Yeah.
inside.
So they go there. We've like grappled onto the ship, and it's like pulled up to the side of it, and so Ophi's just going to go out our airlock up to their airlock.
Yep.
And
I don't
connect,
even think it's an airlock. I literally think it's just like a panel that we pop off with like a wrench.
Yep. Well, I got a wrench, so
Yeah.
I'll pop off a panel.
Yeah.
and,
So you get out of we see you come out of the magic dance and like kind of like using like little poofs to like poof your way over to like we see like this little panel thing, and you like there's a official way to open this, and you just stick a tool in there and just jam it open.
Yeah.
The panel kind of just comes floating off.
Perfect.
And yeah, we see
Ophi
like
flies off a little bit, but her tether catches her.
It's basically like a diagnostic panel that like when the ship comes in for like repairs and stuff, the panel would open, like a big thing would just plug into it, and like the whole it's like that plug in your car basically.
Yeah, I get you.
And yeah, so it's like this kind of big port thing, and yeah, basically with you have repair tools, you have hacking tools, you can basically jury rig like a thing, like you can like not solder, but like connect wires to like the ports things that are like in this big plug and like bring them up to this other thing, and like you can make it so that like by the end of it you have a weird tech thing.
That feels like a thing that we made before we went in. We like knew what the port type was or
No,
whatever.
yeah, totally. Yeah, this isn't like I mean, the tool, like if you didn't have the tools to be possible, like you can make a roll, but like with the tools and because you do this, I think it's like making this thing is fine. Or yeah, it'll all be. I'm thinking it'll actually all just be part of the hack roll. like making the
Okay,
thing, getting
sure.
in, like like plugging it, like because the action of plugging it in is just gonna be a thing, and then
Right.
like making all of this, and yeah.
So what is my position here?
I think it's yours. I think you're still at risky.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just because this is the thing, there's gonna be potential stuff that can go wrong, but it's not desperate. It's not like someone's like watching you or like is aware of this is happening. So it's just
Okay.
just at risky. I'm thinking it's just you're doing the thing. It's just starting off at standard.
So can I devil's bargain to bring this to desperate?
Okay.
You.
Because but
We don't get
with great
gambits on
effect.
desperate rolls.
I do.
Ophi
I
does.
I
Ophi
do.
does.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can bring it up to desperate great effect.
Okay.
What I picture is like as I pull the maintenance hatch off and it floats away, we like cut over to like somebody looking out a window as like the maintenance hatch floats by, and we have this tense moment of do they turn around or not?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just
Yeah,
great.
we
I
just see
love
like
it.
two like hegemon soldiers like chatting, like, and we see like a viewport of just like the panel floating by.
Just get,
I-
do we get the like generic?
Before she does, I like to did the comms work?
Sure.
You'd be
Ah,
like,
yeah.
"What's your comm? I have you say Ufi, if you do this correctly, I got a souffle of carameled candy, licorice, chocolate covered. It's like,
Are you trying to do an assist here?
yeah. I'm over here just
Okay.
elevate-
Great.
That's great. That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, so desperate, great, 2 bonus dice. Let's hack.
Crit.
Six.
Crit.
That's a crit.
That is a crit.
Dang.
Uh,
Also, in addition, analyst, when you hack a system, you can also ask a question about the owner or location of the system as though you had rolled a 6 on gather info.
nice.
So there's also that in addition to critting.
Yeah,
And we generate a gambit because I generate gambits on desperate actions because
that's
I
true.
am a
Yep,
scam.
I've marked it on the thing.
Thank you.
I say this every time, but eventually I want to get gambit tokens, so then you guys can keep track of them too. But you know, I'm terrible. So,
Nah.
uh,
Nah.
The Gambit, I recommend the significant maps. They're like the tokens I use for Longfall.
the what?
Significant maps. They're the
Is that a roll 20 module or something?
yeah, it's a roll 20 like thing.
Oh,
You get them.
okay,
They're
got
like
it.
They're
yeah.
like little coins.
Okay, cool. I'll look for. I'll take
They're
a
like
look at that
little
later.
coins I use for Longfall. They're really good.
Cool,
I'll show you
cool.
them after the stream.
Sure. I'll look for that later. Or yeah, if you want to link me to it or whatever. That's cool. So, what question would you like to ask about this?
Yeah.
Please ask a question that's not even related. Just be like, what does he eat for breakfast? or get like some type of creepy information that we could use to blackmail him later. Like, what type of porn
Yeah.
does he like?
I definitely like getting some kind of blackmail information here. That would be fantastic.
Cool. Yeah.
So, so I can ask a question about the owner of the system or the location itself.
Yeah. So like the commander of the esteemed regalia or the esteemed regalia itself.
I think probably blackmail information on the commander of the Steam Regalia sounds pretty good.
Sure.
So, I guess like, I mean, generically, what kind of dirt can I get on this guy? But you know, more.
Oh, I think okay. So I think I'm going to. I'm inserting a little fiction here. You tell me if this is wrong or not. But like, I assume on your basically your jury rigged thing, there's a little screen so you can like
Sure.
watch the progress or whatever.
Mhm.
And so yeah, you plug in the virus disk, and then you see it like initialized on the screen and like running through. And I think because you are computer aware, you like when Vi plugged this in and looked at it, she was just like, "Oh shit, get this away from everything we have." And so like when you plug it in and watch this initializing, you get that same reaction of like, "Oh shit," as it just like it just starts just breaking through everything on this Dreadnought's like computer system, and just you're just like holy fuck, how is this even working like this? Because it's just like firewall done, like intrusion detection systems gone, like all of this stuff is just breaking through them, and you're like you understand why Vi was so freaked out and why this was in a weird mason jar the entire time.
Totally.
And then not just the fact that it's getting through everything, it knows exactly where to go too. So it starts basically like spidering through their entire network of stuff, and it's just like you see like finding like
I
like
see it as like a super hybrid spider that shoots out like mini spiders. Like if we're on the cyber
right, like
side,
imagine like super Google
it's
spiders.
that's like speed, just shooting like it's like mini baby spiders that's just tearing through everything. It's like
Basically.
attacks. And every time it bites something, you see it like dissolves by the spider bite.
This is the Hydra from Swordfish, isn't it?
Probably.
Basically. You just see on the screen, it just starts coming back with like security details and like scheduling information, like maintenance information, and just like all the big important stuff that they need to run the ship. And if someone else had it, they could do some really big damage to the ship. And I think you specifically see like downloaded. Let's see, I need a name. Commander Robinson.
Commander Robinson. All right.
I think you specifically see like downloaded Commander Robinson.zip or whatever. Like you see like it grabs a file on like the commander, and you're like, oh, and you're like,
and I'm like
okay,
copy,
paste.
double,
So
triple, make sure that no trace of the virus came back when I copied that.
Right. Yeah, you've got it running in like a separate thing, and so
but since I quitted, I think that's taken care of.
Yeah. Of course.
Real quick, is this a fire and forget thing? Like we like put the drive in, take it out,
now
throw it into deep space? Or do we get it back to them?
No, it was plug it in and you're good.
Okay.
We just need to get away now.
Right. Now you just need to leave.
Yeah, so Ophi gets us back to, or gets themselves back over to the ship.
Yeah, and you have like you have like a little separate thing that you put you can like leave the thing plugged, I guess. Yeah, what do you do? Do you like leave it plugged in and just kind of like close the hatch back up, or like attempt to like
remove it so there's no evidence?
That's not a bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think we wait until it's run its course and then we remove it so that there's no evidence.
Okay.
And so it just looks like this maintenance hatch fell off by itself.
Sure.
It's a bit of space debris or something.
Yeah. I think we get the usual like TV hacker thing of like there's a little bar, and then like it eventually like gets to like 100%. And then like the screen like wipes, like nothing, like it like, and then it goes back to like initial like a login screen, like, oh hey, nothing happened. What are you talking about?
And then you just pull out the drive and just like pitch it into space.
It's like little tiny spiders embedded into like each program.
Yeah, basically like it did a whole thing. And then you pull out all of the stuff that you plugged into this maintenance port and like jam it all back into your bag or whatever, and
new alarms back.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah, you can poof yourself back to the ship, get back in through your air hole, not air hole. Airlock. Air hole. It's not air hole. Air hole sounds weird.
Air hole is a slightly different thing that you use to breathe with.
So well, I mean, I feel like you're just breathing through your membrane, Ophi.
I mean,
right. That's what gels call other races' mouths. They're air holes. Or noses.
Humans have 3 air holes.
Right, you have 3 air holes.
So many air holes.
So many air holes.
Very confusing. So many air holes.
So
why do you need so many? Why do you need so many orifices? It's ridiculous. Just one.
So the doors close behind Ophi.
Yeah.
And then immediately the cable comes off.
Yeah, the grappling hook goes like and
comes off, and that
comes back up.
That like impacted it with the thing, like.
Yeah, the ship
sends us listing out of the way of the thing, and then we just get it to where. Can I do a flashback here?
Okay.
So before this happened, in addition to putting the like gas thrusters onto the ship's front end. He put a solid rocket fuel booster just mounted onto the back of the ship with sticky weld or whatever. Like we zoom out and like maybe it's Ophi's coming in and she's like looking, she's like, what is that? There's like this big tube duct taped to the back of the ship.
Yeah.
And the minute it's closed, the minute we're like out of the way, that just comes on.
Yeah, you just like you're like sitting there waiting with like a remote thing that's like battery powered, so you don't have to plug into the ship.
It's like a direct wire. It's like
yeah.
There's like no radio signal at all.
Yeah, you're just waiting. You're just watching the thing for like the airlock and like sealed.
And then we just like fly off.
You see me, like I have the said snack ready, where I sliced it like 4 pieces, and I gave it to Ufi, and she just, you see Ufi just absorbed the whole plate, and I was like, well, I guess I cut it.
And it's even better because you guys are like about to hand it off, and then we just like start moving in zero gravity, and you guys just all fly into the wall.
Right? Yeah. Well, it's more like the wall comes to you because you like stay in place, and then the wall just hits you.
And then and while that's happening, I'm just rebooting all the ship systems to like jump to light speed or whatever. As fast as I can.
Right. Totally. Okay. So I think.
Do I need to make a pilot roll again?
Yeah. It's gonna be a roll to to have you guys like trigger the thing, get to a safe enough spot, like wait, turn the systems on, and then get out of there without anybody noticing or anybody like kind of being aware. Yeah. So it sounds like a helm roll. But yeah, for is that what you're thinking too, or?
Yeah. Well, position risky.
Yeah, I think just risky. With standard.
Can I get a devil's bargain for an extra die?
Totally.
On the turning off the airlock and stuff and all that fun
You
things.
already have a dead bar in the thing from earlier.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
fine.
Sure. 4. Okay. So.
I like to say when I slam into the wall, I catch the cake.
And then the guns start. Oh wait, that should.
That's a partial success.
It is definitely a partial success.
It should be great. It should also be partial success on great effect because of Vi.
Oh yeah. So I think
changes anything or not.
So I think what happens is the rocket thing goes off. You guys get enough distance away. Like Vi's like, okay, now, and you like start booting up the systems, and you like get everything turned back on. You like detach the thing and like get yourselves a good distance away. And as you're like coming up, you get like a incoming vessel on the thing, and you like on the scanner shows you like basically, so like Dreadnought's here. You guys are leaving. You get a scanner. You get a like incoming vessel coming from like this way. Like coming like you're like coming towards each other basically. And then you get like a request for like a hail request for like opening to comms.
Just like speed out of there.
You guys are both in the back, so Bishop just like.
I mean, I just want to remind you, you can always resist.
You can resist if you want to.
I want risky XP.
Shut your whore mouth, Matt.
I mean,
Michael,
risky doesn't give you XP.
Done enough. You got
no, reckless gets me XP.
Oh, you want reckless XP.
Reckless is a really good one because you just say, I don't want to resist this consequence. And then boom.
I think Bishop hails and is like,
sure.
Bishop like responds to the hail, and you like see him, he's got his like mask on, and he's like, and he like has like a yokel accent out of nowhere. He's like, well, shit. Mighty lucky y'all came around when you did. I just got the comms back online. We've been floating around here for hours without power. And
then yeah, like the video thing comes up, and it's a woman in like a hegemon outfit.
He's still got his mask on. It's like, we ain't had shit in terms of sensors or visibility or nothing for about 3 hours now.
And
where the fuck are we?
let's see. What's a? I need like a list of like military ranks. I'll just go with sergeant.
Lieutenant sergeant.
First lieutenant or whatever.
Yeah. Like, or more. I need one for like Navy ranks. That'd be good too.
First lieutenant, second lieutenant, and captain, I think.
She says, this is Sergeant Harold of the, you let me down. I was trying to look for a ship name off of this thing, and I can't find one.
But you had all the ship names already.
Of the I had two.
Glorious
They're
oppressor.
not hegemon ships. They're explicitly not hegemon ships. Those are coming later.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Thank you, fortune cookie wrapper. This is Sergeant Harold of the Panda Express.
You know what? All right.
Is it a woman? Is
Yes.
it a woman? Well, it is mighty lovely to see a beautiful face like yours. I am Reginald K. Bishop McCarthy of the God's Own Goddamn Oppression. Nice to meet you. And that's the moment where he just boosts away.
Oh, okay.
This was like a distraction while you get the while you so you're gonna boost away on the physical rocket fuel, or is this with
The ship
turn...
the systems are back on basically now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the systems are back. The systems are back on.
Okay.
Gotcha. So
And
this
I
was...
think I mean, does she say anything? And then
She
like,
was about to. I guess. Do you boost away before she says anything?
I want to see what she says. And
Okay.
Then I'll decide.
Yeah, and she like just kind of like has like a that official look of like, I'm trying to keep my composure, but I don't know what the fuck you're saying right now.
That look.
Like
You're trying to be political. You're like trying to be not rude because you're professional, but at the same time,
right. She's trying to stay professional, but like
Meanwhile, Bishop's hand is just like under the camera, like motioning for Vi to get to the like engage boosters.
Yeah. And she says, what are you doing in the proximity of the esteemed regalia?
The who? And then he looks at his devices and like turns around and like throws like a bunch of like cans and bottles across the camera or whatever. And then he like pops back up and he's like, oh shit, we are sitting right next to a dreadnought. Oh my stars. I am sorry. I did not know that God's Own Goddamn Depression was this close. And the ship name keeps changing. His goal is just to confuse this woman until she's like, you're an idiot, go away.
I
did not realize we were close to anything. Like I said, we've been adrift without power for 3 hours.
And you didn't are you a official hegemon citizen?
Motions to helmet. I'm a vet, actually.
Oh, well, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Well, obviously you would know you could have triggered an emergency beacon, and the Dreadnought would have been happy to collect you.
As I said, everything on this ship has been fucking down for 3 hours. I'm in a spacesuit, for crying out loud. We didn't even have life support and artificial grav. And then he like points to one of the bottles floating across his path, like flicks it.
Uh-huh.
We didn't even have enough energy to get the emergency transponders going.
And what caused your ship to lose power and send you adrift out here?
A virus?
A virus.
Yeah, we were, well, it's complicated.
You see her my voice from the back, bro. God damn it, Billy Bob, you've been looking at that porn site again.
I got a thing for gels. I'm sorry.
I told you about them gel girls. They're no good.
They don't have gender. And then she turned.
They shaking that gel, making them look all sexy. It's like cheese on the board. It's a trap, man. A trap.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my cousin. We will get out of your goddamn hair. I am so sorry.
Okay.
And stay away from the porn sites, Mom. It's like,
I will. You know what I do in my free time is not any of your goddamn business.
She's
It's a
suspicious.
selfish, yeah.
Okay, so she's suspicious, but willing to let you go as like, okay, just go about your business, citizen, kind of a thing. So I'm thinking it's not at the moment. It's not like supercharged, but she's basically like we have the moment of where she decides this isn't worth my time, or this is weird. I need to look into this.
This feels like a sway.
I was gonna say it feels like a sway.
Feels like a
It
sway.
feels like a sway. I'm getting help.
I am aiding. with
Yes,
that.
yes. I'm thinking it's controlled. Like there is a bit of a risk, but like she's leaning more towards this isn't worth my time.
That's
So
exactly what I was going for.
right, yeah, she's leaning. She's hedging between the two. She's leaning more towards this isn't worth my time, but she does do her job. So like, there's a chance she's gonna be like, okay, we need to check out your ship, like or whatever.
Nah.
Something like she might do something depending on the role.
So I have. Can I get extra die for fine equipment, or is it only improved position, improved whatever? What do I get for fine equipment?
What fine equipment is helping you right now?
My government issue spacesuit.
Okay, sure.
That improves a position or effect. It does not give you an extra die.
Yeah.
Well, it'll improve effect. What is my current effect?
It'll be controlled great then.
Controlled great.
Remember, you're getting the dice from me. I do declare. It
Control-
is my business when you're putting, looking at porn, breaking our ship, man.
Motherfucker, not in front of the lady.
All right, so sway. Yeah, so you're swaying. You have an extra die from being assisted. It's
I'm
controlled
good.
great.
I'm gonna push myself.
Okay, pushing yourself too. 6. There you go.
6. There you go.
I think like there's like that moment where you're like there's like a hedging like very very pregnant moment of silence where you're just like looking at the screen through the thing. And then she's just looking like it's you two staring at each other through this video screen.
Except I have my mirrored mask up so she
Right.
can't see my face.
Right, yeah.
So it's just like a flat surface.
Uh-huh.
You see my character. Do I get apology for breaking our ship?
Yeah, you're in the background like
sorry.
Let me figure out if I'm in trouble or not yet.
You're in
Am
trouble.
I in
now for
trouble?
breaking our ship.
Motherfucker, shut up.
no. Just be sure to keep don't view those sorts of sites on a computer that's connected to your ship's equipment again. That's
Thank you, ma'am.
fairly
That's
standard
what
protocol.
I've tried to say for the last 3 hours.
And if you do need assistance, please let a hegemon ship know, and they'll be happy to assist you.
Wow, ma'am, thank you. I am so sorry to have taken your time. Now, would you like me to terminate the call, or would you prefer to do that?
Have a good day, sir. And then she just hangs up.
And then Bishop just motors out of there.
Yeah. She like
You see me
their
walk
ship
up
like goes
to
this way,
Bishop
and
give him the DAP sign. Do you return my DAP?
I didn't.
What the hell?
I don't know where you are. I just like give you knuckles.
Yeah, awesome. Good. Yeah. So like we see their ship flying back towards the dreadnought, and then you guys heading away. And on that, we are gonna go to our first break.
Because you said virus, I had to think of something real quick. I'm like, he been looking at those sites again.
I was like, oh, that would be an interesting consequence for them to be on high alert that there's a potential virus in the area.
I'm not even gonna lie. My entire plan was to make it sound like it was my fault and I was a creep. So that worked way better than I was expecting.
Yeah, if you had done badly on that roll, she would have basically been like, esteemed Regalia, I want you to can we do a sweep of the ship systems? Apparently an infected ship was in the area. They might have caught something, gotten across. They would have checked. So there we go.
It worked.
It worked. Yeah, that's true.
What was I supposed to say? Like a mutinous gel was on the ship?
She asked
Meteor?
whatever you said.
We
Oh my god, that would have been hilarious if you're like, a mutinous gel is attacking our ship. Oh no! And you point it, and Ophi's just like, row.
Bang, bang, bang. And then like fall backwards onto the call and then accelerate out of the place.
You do a whole skit.
Like alternate universe.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
That's the alternate end of this that is on like the director's cut DVD.
So it goes like, oh my god, the jail's eating him. Oh my god, they're gonna eat me next.
Like, oh my god.
Guys, that was amazing. Good
Oh,
job,
sweet.
team.
Okay, we're gonna go for a short break. Do your thing, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay.